Hello, hello. I'm live with you. Oh, cool. I can control this here? Oh, that's neat. That's neat. I got me a new camera. New little mini one. This guy tracks me. Ooh, my coffee's ready. My coffee's ready. I heard a ding. That means I have coffee. So, I suppose I could do a pre-show. Yeah, I could do that. Could do that. Hello, hello. Good to have you here. Good to see the couple of y'all that are here. I've got coffee in the other room. I'm going to go get it here in a minute because coffee's great. Let's see here. Yes, must have coffee. So tell you what, I'm going to get a clip going. We'll do a short one because the coffee's brewed. I just have to pour a cup. Why not? Oh, right, because I'm not connected to the server. I'm like, how come I'm not seeing anything? The server must be connected to. Good morning, everyone. It is so good to see you this morning. If you, well, we don't have any wins to share yet, so you don't need to worry about sharing wins. But we will get to that. We'll get to the win. We will definitely be getting to the win section. Okay, there we go. So now, let's see, are these working? Yes, those are working because those graphics are stored on the server. And that means now I should be able to play a little mini clip. Yes, there we go. We're in business. Published files. Where's my published files? No, that's project files. I want project files. I want published files. How was your week, everybody? How was your week? Hope it was a good week. Let's see.
I want to tell you about a mindset that I had to give up.
Oh, yeah. You know what? No, I don't want to do that one. How about this one?
How many of you have...
No, I'm too Oh, how to do with food all around you.
have a weight loss problem?
Oh, yeah. Here we go. This will be a good one. Well, yeah. I'll be right back, everybody.
You have a weight gaining problem. Many of us, what we've done in our past is we have attempted to solve our weight gaining problem by losing weight. I did it that way for a long time. I would try to lose weight and assuming that if I just got really good at losing weight, it wouldn't be a big deal if I gained weight because I'll just lose it again. Or I won't gain it because I've found this new way of living that I totally dig. I love not having carbs because thin tastes so much better than bread. Fuck no, it doesn't. The bread tastes good. I'd rather not. I'm not giving up bread. And so what happens is we do this unsustainable thing, or we do this diet. All diets, by the way, are unsustainable because to lose weight, you have to be underfeeding yourself. It's unsustainable by extension because if you keep doing it, it'll eventually wither away and you won't be here. You have to stop eating at a calorie deficit at some point. And what a lot of us do is we think of this problem as binary. I am losing weight or I am gaining weight. What about the middle bit where you stay essentially the same size in a 5 or 10 pound window? What about that? That's the option. Many people, we think at the beginning, it's like, no, I got to lose weight. I want to lose weight. I'm like, I get it. But every time you stop losing weight, you gain it immediately the next day. It's like you're bucketing water out of a boat with a big, gigantic hole in the bottom of it. You're fixing the wrong problem. It's the wrong problem.
That is the wrong problem, right? That is the wrong problem. Oh, wait, my other camera got very, very wonky. It's over there staring at the ceiling. Why are you staring at the ceiling, camera? Why are you zoomed in so far? What in the world? There we go. That's better. Oh, you know what it is? I stood up to leave. You see, I'm working on some new special projects, but I need these follow cameras because, well, camera operators are expensive. Oh, forgot to add Forgot to add this. So I have switched from stevia in my coffee to the yellow packets. And I have been very happy with that. Very, very happy with that. Yeah, this right here, though, when we realize it's a weight gaining problem is really what we're solving. Oh my gosh, the journey takes on an entirely different, I don't know, meaning, flair, approach, something. It's different. You start solving it different. It's like if you're trying to get out of debt, but you don't acknowledge you have a spending problem, you just end up keep getting back into debt. So, yeah. No, this one isn't a Mac issue. This is just this my little fancy camera. It's this right here. So it's kind of fun because with this little guy, it follows me. I got a big one in the studio and I got a big one at home because I may want to be filming in my kitchen. Maybe. Might be working on some recipes and stuff this year. Oh, good morning, Ria. Good to see you. Good morning, Rachel, Heather. Oh, that's better with sweetener in it. That's so much better with sweetener in it. So, let me get my headphones in. Yesterday, let's see, what's that? Yesterday, I went on a hike, which was super fun. Really fun, actually. It was very impromptu. Wasn't planning on going. Here, let me, I'll bring the picture and I'll show you where I went. Wow, I feel like I gotta sneeze. I don't have any tissues in here, though. Here's the photo. There I am. Look at that happy guy. Yeah, just totally impromptu. Went and hiked the top of Pinnacle Mountain. It was really, really, really fun. Really, really fun. I'm about to sneeze again. Wow. All right, I got to go find some tissues. All right, hold on. I'm going to put another clip on. This is a fun little thing. Y'all are just getting a whole bunch of little shorties. Oh, here we go. We'll do this. This will be a good follow-up to the last one while I go find some tissues.
Diets are a finite solution to an infinite problem. An infinite problem needs an infinite solution. Because the problem you have isn't weight loss, and it's not even weight gain. It's you need to learn how to manage your weight. This is a weight management thing. And you'll realize weight and body management, you are responsible for doing until you are dead. This is your body, and you're the custodian of it. You're responsible for it. No one else. Your parents were responsible for your body until you turned 18, at which point it became your responsibility. I am sorry, some of your parents did not do a good job at teaching you how to take care of your body. We can complain about it, we can talk about it, sure, if you need to, we can do that, but ultimately we're going to arrive at the same place, which is you're here now, and you're the one responsible for taking care of your body. So are you going to take responsibility or not?
Yeah, you can take responsibility or not. But for real though, are you gonna take responsibility? I know most of you out here, you already leveled up and took your responsibility, and that's why you're here. Well, that's not showing the newest comments, is it? No, it is not. There we go. Now it's showing the new. Yeah. Why is my name wrong? I don't know. Why is y'all's names wrong? Huh. That's interesting. It's doing that with everybody. It's just putting an at, and it's giving everything a strange name. That's weird. Wonder why it's doing that. I mean, I don't know why I would be doing it on my end. I mean, I'm just connected to YouTube same way I always do. Show the pics. Okay, let me see if there's any other pics I took. I took some with my drone. Actually, hold on. Let me see if the pics are synced over to my photo library here on my computer. Because if they did, I can just show you here. Oh, they did. Let me just show you the computer here. Let's see. I need to do screen share, I think. All right, let's see here. I need to show. Photos app. Screen share. No, that's worse. Photos. There we go. So these are unedited, just straight out of camera. Just some of my photos I took on my phone while my hike. I was about halfway up the mountain. So it was beautiful, beautiful place. It was gorgeous. That was where I was sitting. I just sat there for a while and just contemplated my existence. Very, very satisfying spot. There's a panorama view. I'll actually be running a race here that runs me all around this lake. I've run it before. But yeah, this is it's turned into one of my favorite spots in Arkansas. Turned into one of my favorite spots. It's going down. And I saw that. I turned around on the way back and I saw saw that sun just peeking through. I wish I'd had my big camera, but I didn't. The drone footage is excellent. Excellent drone footage. Oh, I took it in. If I had my drone, I guess I could pull it up and show y'all right now, but I didn't. I plan to go through it this week. I'm going to be taking it easy. I got some live meetings and stuff I'm doing in the guild, but otherwise I need to take a little downtime. So this week I'm going to be taking it really slow. Basically, if I'm not on a meeting, I ain't going to be working hardly. And then I'm going to come back to December to start getting to it. Oh, look, the camera's doing the same thing. I got to there we go. Let's save this as a preset. Save, preset 1. Okay. Nifty. Hey, you know what I want to do? I want to celebrate wins. Have you got your win figured out? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a clip. And while I play my clip, I want you to get your wins ready. Get your wins ready. What is a win? Something, anything that you've done in the last 7 days in the name of your goal. It could be all sorts of things, right? It could also be a victory that you experienced. It could be a non-scale victory. It could be you said no to something that you've always said yes to. It could be you said yes to something you've always said no to. Don't put it in the chat yet, but I want to know what your wins and what your victories are. We'll do some celebration, but again, don't put it in there. And so handles instead of names in YouTube chat. Yeah, that is interesting. I wonder why it's doing that. It's showing handles instead of channel names. Oh, interesting. I didn't know it was doing that. Is this where are you seeing this, Karen? Is this a new thing? Cuz it wasn't doing this last week. And I haven't installed an update on my system, at least not that I can recall. So, I'm looking for a good, oh, here we go. We'll do this one. All right. While you're getting your win, get your win ready. We're going to play one more clip.
And I was just getting started with my journey. Every form of fitness had 0 routines. I was making all of them up for the first time. All of them were version 1.0. And version 1.0 of any system is usually garbage. When you compare version 1.0 to version 10.0, usually there's a very noticeable difference. Going all the way back to the beginning, I realized that if I can take every individual step of getting to the gym and make it as effortless as possible to do, it will become easier for me to just find myself at the gym. Because I'm a human, and humans often will take the path of least resistance. If we're given a set of choices and all else is equal, we will pick the one that looks to be the easiest, generally speaking. If I can make going to the gym as easy as possible, I'll probably find myself there. And if I can make sitting around at home as unpleasant as possible, I'm less likely to do it. I can make it inconvenient. One of the things I did on my journey, as an example, is I started buying less comfortable chairs. Like before, comfortability for long-term sittability of a chair was a massive, massive consideration for what I was going to buy. Whereas now I'm like, if I can sit in it for an hour, I'm good. Because I don't want to incentivize myself sitting indefinitely. I have some seats that are very comfy. Don't get me wrong. I love a good sit. I don't need a whole house optimized for sitting. So I started making some parts of my house not optimized for sitting. make it optimized for standing. So if I'm moving, it's easy to go. I started doing things like don't take my shoes off until I'm ready to keep them off. That way, when I want to leave somewhere, I just walk out the door. Because sometimes the act of just putting on my shoes would be enough friction for me to be like, nah, I ain't going out. I'm good here. I'm putting shoes on business. That's too much work. So then I was like, fine, if it's too much work, we're just going to leave them on.
Yep. Optimize that house for standing. Not everything needs to be optimized for sitting. But you know what time it is now? You know what time it is now? Now. Oh, that's not coming out of the right location. There we go. That's what we're looking for. So this is your moment. This is your time. What I want you to do over here in the chat window, if you don't mind, tell me about your win. Tell me about your victory. Tell me about anything you did in the name of your goal that helps you take one step closer towards your goal. Could be anything. Big win, little win, all wins matter and are valid on the way to success. On the way to success. So tell me now, tell me true, how did you do last week as you began to work more on getting towards your weight loss quest? I'm going to move this camera a little bit. While you're getting your wins, I'm giving you all a second to get your wins typed up, to get your wins put in there. I'm going to call that preset 1 or preset 2. There we go. Preset 2, recall. Okay, good. And staying put. Excellent. All right, there we go. I'm seeing some wins coming up. I'm seeing some wins coming up in the chat. All right, I think it's time. I think it's about time. Oh, you know what? We're going to set up a win celebration mode. I'm having, because I'm having fun. So I'm going to call this win screen. The reason why it's going to be called win screen is because it's going to have the chat window configured a wee bit differently. So hold on. I got to grab a regular one. I'll grab Abby's here. Because for win screen, I want to have it set up where it looks like I'm looking at your comment right here. Oh, what's going on? It used to let me go vertical. It's not letting me do that now. All right, we'll do it like this. All right, let's go through our wins. First one. Is this a win? No, that's an epiphany. We'll come back to that one. All right. Yesterday, my wife kicked my ass for almost skipping a workout at night because I was tired, remembering what an amazing OSP she is. Was an amazing win. Yeah, it's so nice when you have these great people living inside your home reminding you of what you're going to do. 18K steps for the workout. Fantastic, man. Anna. Holy cow. 225 deadlift times 3. Damn, girl, you're getting strong. You're getting real strong. It's awesome watching you do this. Linda. Last week was a marathon meeting week. I ate out every day for lunch and dinner and lost 2 pounds. That solidified that weight management is behavior management for me. Yes, it is indeed. Good realization to have. Next one. I had pizza for dinner with friends one night this week. In the past, I would emotionally eat when having pizza for dinner, but this time I stuck to my plan and had 2 slices of pizza. Excellent. We're going to go with, oh wait, I got to cue up my applause. We're going to do some applause for sticking to the plan, because sticking to the plan is indeed a big win. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. All right, Rhea. Instead of seeing marathon gaming as pleasurable, take more pleasure in accomplishments, even small ones. I was thinking about that, Rhea, yesterday. I easily could have spent all day at home playing video games, and in times past, I most definitely would have been doing such a thing. But instead, I chose to go out and do something different. And because I chose to go do something different, I get different results in my life. So, Rhea, I want to tell you, this mindset shift's important. We change how we think, we get different results because we take different behaviors. So great job. Great job. Joseph, mid-win, getting my steps in on my walking pad at work right now. I love a present win. Laura, after a 6-week hiatus from running, got back out there, ran 30 minutes. Woo! A little over 2 miles. Felt great. Thanks for the Fall Quest Challenge. I am loving the Fall Quest Challenge, the Fall Adventure Challenge quest that y'all are doing. So keep it up. I love seeing y'all out there getting out there. Rachel, recommitted after a month of feeling unfocused. Celebrated by going for a hike. Excellent. Met up with Gildies on a hike, and I got my extra steps in after the Chiefs game, walking in circles in the living room. Great job. Been constantly lifting weights for 2 months, or been consistently lifting weight for 2 months. I've never done that. Wow. Look at that, setting in a new lifestyle, a new way of doing things. Excellent. Excellent work, Julie. Good wins, everybody. Thanks for sharing your wins with me in the comments down below. Do I want to hook up my whiteboard for this? Yeah, 1 second. I'll grab my whiteboard. Because I want to, we're going to talk a little bit about Thanksgiving. And weight loss, but also weight management, because I know we got several of y'all that have already become thin. And becoming thin, when you do it the way I'm talking about here, you realize that you're not done. Like, just because you made it to the finish line, that doesn't make you done with the journey. Not by a long shot. But you know what? Before I do the iPad, I want to hook up my camera switcher to a button here. I can delete that one. And I want to do... Surely there's a camera switcher on here. I've never actually had 2 cameras hooked up before like this. I'm doing it differently than how I normally do it. Normally I have an entirely separate switcher, but I've been slowly working on upgrading my setup. Ah, here it is, camera switcher. Oh, cool. Cool. All right, so now I should be able to do that. And then I should be able to do that, which would switch it to camera, no, Blackmagic Design. So now I should be able to go that button to switch there and that button to switch there. Heck yeah, that's so fun. Ah, man, the 14-year-old me would just be so stoked at the technology that I get to play with every day. So we're going to talk a little bit about Thanksgiving. And managing our weight through that period of time. Now, this is a period, and look, and I know not for every culture, this is the holiday time. I even know, like, for some cultures, like I believe Jewish tradition, September is your big holiday month, as an example. So I know that, like, when I'm talking about this, we're not presently living the holiday season for everyone, but it is for a lot. And as time goes on, I'm going to get better at addressing the holiday season for the different cultures, because I want to be respectful of all the different cultures. Full disclosure, I'm also learning a lot of it. Like, getting onto this side of the camera, talking about it, this has really, really opened my eyes a lot to a lot of different ways of living. There's so many different cultures and communities and ways of doing things. And I've actually developed quite a big appreciation for it all. I mean, a big appreciation for all of it. Let's see. I'm going to put the chat window. Why is that chat window not? There it is. I wanted to be able to put that chat window here. So if you have any concerns or anything about the holidays, or if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the comments. We'll answer them as we go. All right, so now, yes, it is. Except I don't want that view. I want this one. Well, that's all sort of cattywampus. There we go. Why is that not seeing the? And then there's the iPad. Russ, yeah. We have a weekend holidays in December. It's basically all based on eating fry food. Yeah, but you know, it was interesting. I did have a Jewish client a couple years ago, and that's when I was informed on on what some of these other cultures and communities do. And it was just really enlightening. I really enjoy learning about it, learning about the different foods that come with it. And it's been really neat just having the Gill with people all over the world, getting different perspectives. And like as an example, there was somebody who's working with is it Sweden? But yeah, they don't do meals the same way we do. But of course, when it was explained to me what they're doing, I'm like, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense with the way the light and everything works there and the weather. So, but while I do appreciate that people are patient with me as I come as a very naive, a narrow-focused holiday perspective, which in full disclosure, I'm not Christian, but like I was raised in a Christian household and everything. So my brain was very much conditioned to be thinking holiday season is this time of year. Dang it, iPad. No, that's not the one I want you to do. I want you to do, I got to fix these buttons. I got a whole new thing set up. I'm upgrading. I'm in a transition period. I know I keep saying that because I'm always am. But one more change, and then we're going to get into talking about Halloween. Not Halloween. I'm going to get talking about holidays and weight management. But one moment, I gotta make one more change here. Go to the Ecamm and iPad. I want it to be doing iPad 3. Yes. So now my buttons. There we go. That's much more efficient to be able to do that. So remember this when you're going into a holiday. This is very, very, very important, everybody. All right. At the end of this holiday season, you are going to get on a scale, and only one of 3 potential outcomes could have occurred. Number 1, you could have gained weight. Number 3, yes, I'm skipping number 2. You could have lost weight. And of course, number 2, you could have maintained weight. Over time, these are the only 3 outcomes that can happen. So if we're thinking in terms of like a scale, when we say over time, your weight, let's say your starting weight was here, and then now over here, so that means sometime we're on this plane right here, you're going to weigh in. So let's say your weight was here. That means you gained weight. Let's say your weight was here. That means you gained weight. Let's say your weight is here. That means you maintained weight. Let's say your weight is here. That means you lost weight. So here's my question for you. When the holiday seasons are over, which option do you want to be your reality? Do you want your reality to be number 1, number 2, or number 3? This is the same for all of you. It doesn't matter if you've been at the very beginning of your weight loss journey or if you're all the way at the end, because this is what is called weight management. Just like if you were managing your finances, you would have a goal of what do you want to have happen. So what I'd love for you to do is, those of you that are here and you're able to in the chat, at the end of the holiday season, so we're talking come January, which of these 3 outcomes do you want to have? Option number 1, gaining weight. So you will be higher than you went into the holiday season, which is this week. You could have maintained weight, which means January 1, you will weigh the weight you weigh now, plus or minus a pound or 2. Or you will have lost weight, where you will be more than 2 pounds lighter than you are now. Which option would you like to have be what happened for you? 1, 2, or 3? You can go ahead and tell me in the chat. So which one you want to have happen. Once y'all get a couple of those in there, we'll pull them in. This was something that I really thought of on my journey, and I'd never really thought of it before. And I still remember the very first time I went into the holiday season, I had this question with myself. I started really thinking about it. It's like, only one of these 3 outcomes can happen. And you know what happened to me every single time in the before times, before I was trying, every time I went into the holiday seasons, when I came out of them, I always came out heavier than I was before. Now, coming back over here to look at where's the chat? Come on, chat window. There we go. Looking at yours. So looking here, what we have, we got a lot of losing weight. We got some maintain, losing, maintained, lose. Okay, so I'm not seeing anybody that's saying my goal is to gain weight, which makes sense considering considering the room that we find ourselves in here. I mean, I imagine most of y'all would not want to gain weight. Now, for me personally, I would like to maintain my weight. So I would like to come out of it basically the same weight that I went into it. Not to say that any of these are the right or wrong answer, all right? They're fine. I'm not going to sit here and tell you which one you should or shouldn't do. But what I'm going to say is this. Think about bungling it up. So let's say this represents you, whomever you are. If your goal is to maintain weight, to lose weight, if you bungle it up, you're going to land at maintaining weight. You have an option below you. If your goal is to maintain weight and you bungle it up, you're going to gain weight. So my advice typically for people is, if your goal is to maintain weight, try to actually live most of the holiday as if you're doing this. Do most of the holiday as if your goal is actually to lose weight. So this is a weight maintenance strategy for the holiday season. I have done this strategy now for 6 years. For 6 years, I have done a maintain weight over the holidays. And for the first time, I'm going to talk about it. I've never really talked about what my personal strategy is, because this is personal. You have to decide for yourself what it is you want to do. So I'm going to move this all over here out of the way. And then let's zoom in here. So when I think of the holidays, think of the holidays like a timeline. Well, we'll do the arrow going one way. So right here is the beginning of the holidays, and we'll say right here is the end of the holidays. So the end of the holidays for me is, we're looking at it is January 1. January 1 signifies the end of the holidays. And then over here, it varies. Sometimes I might look at it as October. Sometimes I might look at it as November 1st. Sometimes I might look at it the week of Thanksgiving. It just sort of depends. But I do consciously choose I am entering into the holiday season with my intentions to maintain. So let's just say for kicks and giggles that it is this week. So we're talking Thanksgiving week, which I have done, where that is signifying the beginning of the holiday season for me. And my goal, this is a maintenance goal. All right, this is a maintenance goal. I don't think I spelled maintenance right, but whatever. So here's what we got to remember. With Thanksgiving, we have a couple of key events. First event, right off in the beginning, you have Thanksgiving Day. All right, so Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day. All right, we have Thanksgiving Day right at the beginning. And then what do we have? Now, depending on what your culture is like, this is the part that's important. If you're a Christmas holiday person, well, then you don't probably have much till over here come Christmas Day. Raz, I think you said earlier, like you were mentioning, where's your thing? Yeah. There's a week of holidays in December. So for some of y'all, it's not a day, it's a whole dang week. The way I look at it is my free-for-all period is between Christmas Day and January 1. This is when I let myself go a little ham. I let myself have a lot more desserts and treats than I normally would. So this is the thing to remember when you're looking at your holidays. What about this period of time and this period of time? So that's where I found it was very helpful, is the in-between times I live as if I'm trying to lose weight. So when I'm wanting to maintain, I know that here and here, I plan to have a lot more calories than probably my body needs. I do plan to still move, but I also plan to have more desserts and treats. I've done this every year for 6 holiday cycles since I started my journey. On Thanksgiving Day, I let myself have a bunch, and on between Christmas and January, I let myself have a bunch. I have some years actually shifted this back some. I have done that before. This year, I haven't decided what I'm going to do, but I give myself about a week where I let myself say yes way more than I normally do. And so what I then do is once I'm on this period right here, now I'm looking at it as, because I'm going to I need to offset. So I'm going to lower my calories this entire period and live as if I'm in a deficit. In fact, I am actually attempting to lose a few pounds on purpose. So not only have I lowered my calories, I've increased my movement. So in this period, I'm lowering calories, increasing movement. Now, it's hard to increase the movement anyway because during this time of year, it's also dark. So seasonal depression hits me pretty hard. But I find it's also very helpful to get out and get moving, helps with my mental health. But by lowering the calories here, it allows me to ease off a little bit here. Now, it's not a free-for-all. I don't do free-for-alls anymore. That's not a thing in my life anymore. Even on Thanksgiving Day, I have a protocol. Even here, I have a protocol. I have limits that before I arrived here, I will decide what I'm going to do. Now, one thing that I have done now, I no longer gorge myself on Thanksgiving Day. I used to let myself on Thanksgiving Day go ham, no pun intended. I would just let myself have as much as I wanted of whatever I wanted, and it was usually all the carbs and all the fats. And I remember several years ago, I come home from Thanksgiving, I'm laying in my bed, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. I feel like I'm gonna die, and I hate this feeling, and I've got the sweats, and I'm just like, this is an awful feeling. Like, I just don't like at all this feeling of just feeling like I've just gorged myself. Like, this isn't fun. And so I decided that I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore. Man, that thing does not want to there we go. And so because I decided I'm not going to do this anymore, the last couple of Thanksgivings, I've not gorged myself. I have more, but I also eat less during the day. And I really try not to just go to, like, I'm not like, let's eat so much I gain weight. I don't let that be the goal anymore, but I don't hold myself back necessarily either. So I let myself have everything. I let myself even get full, even just pretty full feeling, but I don't gorge myself anymore. That's my personal plan for how I handle Thanksgiving. I decided that Thanksgiving doesn't mean I have to gorge myself. That's not what it means. I used to look at it as like I should gorge myself because it's Thanksgiving, but why? Why should I do that? Like, I felt like that was the old fat me talking. And when I did that, I don't have to push this down quite as far. I don't have to reduce my calories near as much, because I was finding when I would just really go to town for at least this first period, I'd have to lower my calories quite a bit to get to it. Now, when it leads up to Christmas, I tend to lower my calories quite a bit more before, because thus far every Christmas season, I have indulged in fudge and cookies and cakes, and because I like having these things. And it's not that I won't have them throughout the year. I just generally don't. And if I do, I have them like in very small portions. Like if I see a cookie earlier in the year and I want to have it, if I have a whole one, I'll often split it. But during the Christmas season, I'm like, not only am I not splitting a cookie, I'm having 3 cookies because I want 3 cookies. I almost never get to have 3 cookies, but I figure 1 week of the year isn't going to be a problem. But this works. The reason why this works is because in the holiday season, on between Thanksgiving and Christmas, or whatever your holiday would be, I'm actually reducing my caloric intake. I'm actually reducing my caloric intake to offset for when I'm going to be increasing my caloric intake. What is a dangerous thing to do is you increase your caloric intake for the holiday season, and then you just go ahead and let your caloric intake be up all across the entire holiday season. And sure, you might have the occasional day that you lower it. But if you've been increasing it most of the time, when you add everything up here, especially if you also weren't getting your movement in, this is a recipe for weight gain. Do you want to gain weight over the holidays? And that's why I said you got to set in your intention in your mind. When you come out of this, you're either going to have gained weight, you're going to have maintained weight, and you're going to have lost weight. And a lot of this is going to be determined by the choices you make in between your holidays. It's usually actually just a few days that are the problem. And they're not a problem, but it's just a few days. And if you approach them wisely, they don't have to mess you up. They don't have to set you back. They don't have to cause you to be dealing with a much, much bigger problem. Most of us, we didn't have a weight loss problem. We had a weight gaining problem
This is a part of our weight gaining problem. We would gain so much weight during the holiday seasons that we would spend the first 3 months of the year when we're super motivated, just undoing what we did the previous 60 days. And then by that point, we're frustrated, and all we did was end up maintaining. But of course, when we quit, when we're frustrated, what do? We gain weight. So let's look at this graphically to kind of illustrate what I'm talking about. So we have we have weight and we have time right here. It's not showing up. Let me move that up higher. There we go. So a person's weight, they're going along, they're doing pretty good, they're losing weight, then they get to the holiday seasons and then they gain weight, right? And then they get to January, they're like, oh, I've gained weight. And so then they spend January to March peeling this weight gain off, and then they get frustrated, they quit, and then they start gaining weight again, slowly, but they're like, oh, this is frustrating. And then they start losing weight, then they start gaining weight, then they start losing weight, then they start gaining weight. But if you look, I mean, we're right where we were. And it's because of this free-for-all right here. I mean, clearly, if you look, the individual knows how to lose weight. Most of you know how to lose weight. You're actually pretty good at it. The challenge is, what are you doing here? Because we could say this right here is holidays. Some of us, we spent so much time gaining weight that, yeah, we used our valuable weight loss time post-holidays between January and March. And yeah, we lost weight, but all we did was peel off the weight that we gained here. But if you just hadn't have gained the weight, let's look at this differently. What if instead of it looking like this, let's do a different color here. What if it looked like this? And then you hit the holiday season and you start peeling, or the post-holiday season, and you start peeling it down, even if it's not as severe. You see? Like, even if you go, like, this is a much better scenario. But this is the holiday season right here. The way you handle the next month will have a major impact on how the first half of the year affects your journey. So you got to really think this through. You got to really think this through. What are you going to do for your holiday season? What are you going to do for your holiday season? All right. This has apparently not been an interesting stream for people because a lot of people are dropping off. Of course, it is also the holiday week. So, what are you going to do on your holidays? All right. We're going to wrap up here for the week. I've talked about what I wanted to talk about, which is getting yourself a holiday plan. You need a holiday plan. I don't know what you're going to do, but you need to do something. You need to do something. You need to have a plan when you're going into the holidays. All right. If you've liked this stream and you want to get more like this, please be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll be notified every time we go live. Those of you in the guild, we're still doing guild meetings this week, but I'm going to be easing way back off this week, taking a lot of personal time myself. The guild doors are going to be opening up on Friday. So for those that are interested in joining, just stay tuned. There'll be announcements. There'll be things you can find out about it. Don't forget, you can join the free Facebook group if you're not a member of my free Facebook group. Search for Becoming Thin. You can come be a part of that, as well as new podcast episodes come out every Friday. I'm going to end with the podcast clip again, just like I did last time. And I'd love to have you listen to the podcast. And wait, where's my podcast clip? Where's my podcast clip? I'd love to have you come listen to the podcast if you didn't. This last week actually was an episode I talked about something I'm really excited about, but it's talking about compassionate versus judgmental thinking and the way that the impact that it can have on weight loss, the impact it can have on weight maintenance. It's a really, really big deal to really think about the way that you're thinking. Is it stored on my computer? Is that why? I'm looking on the server. I'll bet it's because it's not on the server, is it? Huh. Well. I played it last week. Podcast
Podcast. Huh. I'll be danged. It is not, but you know, hold on, I'm searching here. Publish videos, yes. Podcast. Search. Huh. My podcast preview file. I'm not seeing it. All right. Well, maybe I won't play it. All right. Well, have a great week. Those of you in the guild, I'll see you there. Have a great day. Talk to y'all soon.